Today, we are diving into the new frontier of national defense. We're talking about a battleground that is completely invisible, but dangerously real. This is all about Project Ixian, what's being called the UK's new digital shield.
Yeah, just think about that for a second. When wars can be fought with keyboards and through social media feeds, what does a frontline even mean anymore? That's the fundamental question we're digging into today.
So, let's talk about the UK's answer to this. They've just kicked off what looks like a whole new era of defense, and it all revolves around one incredibly ambitious project.
All right, so here's the big announcement. A company called Defense Holdings PLC has unveiled something called Project Ixian. Now, there are two phrases here that are super important: sovereign artificial intelligence and information warfare. What does that really mean? Well, this isn't some off-the-shelf software bought from another country. It's a homegrown AI, built from the ground up, specifically to fight on this new digital front.
Okay, but before we get into how this thing works, we've got to understand the problem it's trying to solve. What are we even talking about when we say information battlefield?
Look, this goes so far beyond just propaganda or fake news. We're talking about information operations. The entire goal is simply to sow chaos. Just try to imagine running a country when you can't trust the news, you can't trust your data, you can't even trust official communications. That's the endgame, to create paralysis by attacking the very idea of trust itself.
And here's what that actually looks like on the ground. It's not just one thing. It's a whole arsenal of hybrid threats. We're talking about hostile disinformation campaigns, cyber incursions, and even orchestrating physical sabotage. Think about that. They're impersonating trusted news outlets and using online platforms to recruit real people to carry out actual physical attacks. It's this messy blend where the digital world spills right over into the physical one.
And let me be perfectly clear. This is not some theoretical what-if scenario. This is happening right now. You might have heard about Russia's Operation Doppelganger. That was a real campaign where they literally created fake versions of major European news sites to pump out disinformation. At the same time, you've got security services uncovering plots on apps like Telegram trying to get people to commit arson. The threat is live, and it is absolutely escalating.
So, when you're faced with that kind of complex, modern threat, how on earth do you even begin to build a defense? Well, let's go inside Project Ixian and see exactly how they built it.
So their game plan was pretty deliberate. First, you need serious horsepower, right? So they partnered up with one of the Magnificent Seven tech giants to get that massive hyperscale infrastructure. But then they did something kind of revolutionary for this industry. They went directly to the frontline military personnel, the people actually in the fight, and asked a simple question: what do you need? This whole approach ensures the tool is built for the real world, not just for a boardroom.
And you really can't overstate what a fundamental shift in thinking this is. For so long, huge defense projects were designed by policymakers based on abstract requirements written up miles away from the action. Project Ixian just completely flipped that model. It's user-centric, it was built from the ground up, based on the practical, messy, real-world challenges that the people who will actually use it face every single day.
And this quote from the project's CTO, Andy McCartney, just hits the nail on the head. Information is infrastructure, and it is under attack right now. Let that sink in. When you stop thinking of information as just stuff on the internet and start thinking of it like our power grid or our railways, you suddenly realize just how vulnerable we all are. And he's making it clear that attack isn't coming, it's already here.
So this one project is obviously a huge deal. But where does it fit into the bigger picture for the UK? Well, as it turns out, this is a key piece of a much, much larger national strategy.
That word sovereign is so critical here. What sovereign AI really means is that the UK controls its own digital defense. This is vital. It means they have digital resilience on their own terms. It means their tech can work seamlessly with their key allies. And this is a big one, it creates a powerful domestic tech industry instead of having to rely on foreign companies for national security. It's about digital independence.
And crucially, Project Ixian is not happening in a vacuum. It's being backed by a whole wave of government policy. You've got the National Security Act from 2023, a planned cyber command. There's even a cyber resilience bill on the way. This isn't just one company's bright idea. It's a clear strategic shift in the UK's entire defense posture.
But here's where it gets really interesting outside of the military world. The same technology that can protect a nation from disinformation can also protect a corporation from massive cyber threats. So what you have here is more than just a defense tool. It's a significant long-term commercial opportunity, potentially turning a vital defense asset into a powerful economic one.
Okay, so the project has been announced. The strategy is pretty clear.
where does it all go from here?
Well, the timeline is aggressive, to say the least. The official announcement just happened, and they're planning for the first phase of the system to be operational by the end of next year, December 2025. That is fast. It signals a real intent to move quickly from development into active deployment.
And the long-term ambition here? It's huge. The goal for Defense Holdings isn't just to be a UK supplier, it is to become a major player on the global stage, competing directly with the giant prime contractors that have dominated the defense industry for decades.
Which, of course, brings us to our final question. We've got the technology, we've got the strategy, we have the ambition. But the battlefield of information is ultimately a battlefield of ideas, of trust, of belief. Can an AI, no matter how sophisticated it is, truly win a war that's fought inside the human mind? That is the challenge that lies ahead.